What's up, everybody? Yes, indeed, I am back, man. If you guys haven't checked out short video that I put up of one of my boys, Dan the Man, his transformation, unbelievable. That was just in 3 months, people. He came in with limited beliefs and he broke them. Now he's on top of his A game. He went from fat to where he's at now. He's on Sweezy. You know what I mean? The proof is in the pudding. So if you guys are still struggling and spinning those wheels and not knowing where to get started, well, I just showed you proof where you need to go to get started. Right here with High Power Fitness, baby. I will give you the blueprint to success. Keep in mind, that was just 3 months. I got other team members that I will be posting up every Tuesday, and they have amazing results. Some of them took it to the next level. Some of them got the results just with strictly body weight workouts. What every person believes that cannot be done. Body weight workouts are some of the best workouts you can do. I guarantee they will stay with you a lot longer than working out with weights. You will sustain that look even after you can't exercise any longer. Body weight workouts, bar workouts will always be the best for you. Guaranteed. I will stamp that. Well, anyways, people, you already know how to reach me. You need to shoot me an email with your phone number at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com or on my Instagram. Leave me a DM and put fitness. I will accept your message and we'll communicate with one another how to get you started. So with that being said, people, it's time to bring you to a quick little story. Hard timing. Yesterday I left off with hard timing in the county jail. There's no room to hard time when you went through the county jail in my time. Keep in mind, every time I bring you guys a story, this is what I've experienced during my time. Times have changed, okay? I actually believe times have changed for the better. Everyone that goes through the system now has it really good, and they don't really know what it was to have lived the process that I went through. It was a rough ride, man. It was treacherous. It was dangerous. Like I said in the past, that county jail, I'm pretty sure, is still dangerous. But it wasn't as dangerous as it was when I was going through it. Because it was all out war. Every day. Every day, man, there was no rest days. But anyways, fast forward. I'm going to bring you to an institution. I'm not going to say which institution that I landed at. It was an institution that was up north. And once you get settled in, you get a feel for different people. You see new arrivals. And you could see the ones that are new to the system. You could pretty much weed them out. You've acquired that sense of intelligence where you could understand who's new to the system and who isn't. Why? Because you've had more than one rodeo underneath your belt. And I remember this one particular day when I was at the weight pile and they were bringing in these individuals. You could see this one individual in the back. He looked lost, discombobulated, looked scared. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say which race he was because every race has them. This is just one that I experienced. And you got to keep in mind, during my time, there was a lot of sharks out there, low key, there would be individuals that would prey on individuals such as that person. You know, coming from the umbrella that I found under, that was frowned upon. But there was other factions, I should say, that took advantage of certain individuals. You know, I saw it with my own eyes. You know what I mean? It's pretty chicken shit, but you know, it's none of my business. You know, and this particular individual, I'm going to tell you right now. Fast forward a little bit. Once he got landed and you know went through classification and all that, and came to yard and found out who he was going to run with, he had a tattoo that covered his head. It represented a certain umbrella that he fell underneath, and I guess he must have fell off. You know what I mean? So right away in my eyes, in my thoughts, I was thinking, this dude has a bad jacket. He's hiding something. But he already he went towards the people that he was going to run with, and that's the decision he has to run with for the rest of his career. I never knew how much time he had, what his case was, but a particular lifer embraced him. This lifer I looked at as being a funny style person. And what I mean by funny style, not as far as like having a bad jacket or anything, because I'm more than sure his people would have dealt with him himself. But just the way he conducted himself throughout the yard, you know, you see things, you know what I mean? After being on a yard for a while, you see the way people's programs are ran, and 99% of the people in there are a creature of habit. They run the same program day in, day out. And that's why I was told at one time in the past, you know, by a wise man, it's always good to throw a curveball in your program. It throws people off. It leaves them a question like, hey, what you're going to do the next day, you know, because people will sit there and study you, you know, it is what it is, you know what I mean? It's just, you're sitting there doing time. What else you got on your hands to do, you know? You know, you only got so much travel inside that yard, so much real estate. For those of you that understand when I refer to real estate as, you know, where we're allowed to be at and do our thing at, because every race has their sections. And, you know, out of respect, it's we don't trespass. I'm just gonna put it as that. So anyways, back to this individual, this lifer embraced this youngster. Eventually I was able to see what he had tattooed on the back of his head. And then, like I said, I'm not going to say what umbrella he fell under, but for whatever reason, he decided to go another way and go with this other car. And I noticed a change in this individual. You know what I mean? There was times he would be like a fucking mini bike, always shaking, you know what I mean? Like he was like a very nervous person, you know. Especially when this his Sally would pull up on him, you know, he was just like, I don't know, just something about him, you know what I mean? So in my head, you know, I was speculating at the time. I felt, you know, this lifer was abusing this dude. You know, but like I said, it was none of my business. It had nothing to do with the people that I rode with. You know, so that I wasn't about to speak on it. You know, it's none of my business. So, anyways, I'm gonna fast forward a little bit on this again. You know, because I don't want to go dragging on and dragging on. You would see this individual would hard time it. He was like hard timing it, man. Always going to the phone, getting in and out of line, trying to get through to somebody. And I just seen it coming, man. And whatever else was going on with him in that cell, I'm sure it made it even worse, because every time his Sally would come back from work, he would run to him like a puppy dog, and like would be scared, like a little chihuahua or something. It was obvious something wasn't right with this picture, and but yeah, every day at yard when his Sally was at work and this guy would be out there, he would be sweating that phone. I mean, like wouldn't leave it throughout the whole yard until he would be like watching out for his Sally to come too. And as soon as he seen his Sally coming, he would be going over there and grabbing his bags, and like I said, like man, like a maid or something. So it was obvious this cat was hard timing it. He actually started getting bald spots all over his head, and I believe that was caused through a lot of stress. Because it happens with correctional officers as well. You'll see this. I remember this one particular correctional officer. We used to call him Patch. Man, this dude had patches all over his fucking head. Man, he should have just shaved his head. But anyways, that's a whole other story. But yeah, that dude was an idiot. But anyways, yeah, I remember one particular situation where the yard had went down, and something had happened. I guess whatever went on behind that cell door with this guy and his Sally, they happened to separate them, and they put this guy. They didn't send him to lock up or anything like that. They put him in a cell that wasn't being occupied for, I don't know, there was something wrong with that cell. That cell was hardly ever occupied, but they shifted him over there and moved him there, and he sat there for, I would say, almost about a week, and yard went down again, and they found this individual. He hung himself inside a cell. So whatever demons he was suffering with and dealing with, I will never know. But it was obvious he could hard time in there. And see, that's the difference between the state penitentiary and LA County Jail during my time. When you're put in cell living, you're away from society. You're boxed in by yourself. So if you have a weak mind, yes, you could stress, and that stress could be take the best of you. You know what I mean? It will take over your mind state and destroy you. Not everybody's cut out to do cell living. As for myself, I enjoy cell living. I enjoy the privacy, the tranquility that you get within a cell. You're able to hear your thoughts and do some good thinking, studying, and just learning to humble yourself. To deal with life in itself, to build a strong mindset. Of just being able to be in solitude. That's the way I was. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's not for everybody. Cell living is cut out for everybody. I caught myself a couple times, drifting on a memory. Low key, if you want to say, yeah, it was low key hard timing. You know what I mean? But you can't live both worlds. When you're in there, you got to live in there. You got to let go outside, man. It doesn't work. It won't work. It's a setup for failure. And that right there of that individual, he was young too. I mean, I was actually young myself as well, but I think he may have been a little bit younger than me. And yeah, he took his own life. Whatever demons he was struggling with, I will never know. But it was kind of a sad situation, you know what I mean? Because I believe his Sally had a lot to do with, provoked him to do what he did. He was probably just scared to come back out to yard, because remember, keep in mind, back in the day when something were to happen with individuals, you know what I mean? If it wasn't with racist, it wasn't racist, you know, with it had to do with race against another race, they released you back to the yard. You know, that's just the way it was. You know what I mean? People would get blasted and it resume normal program. It was just protocol. You know. So with that being said, people, I'm gonna bring this video to an end. But yeah, that's a short glimpse of doing hard time and hard timing in the state penitentiary. You know, keep in mind this was at a penitentiary that I went through. I can't speak for all penitentiaries because, you know, there's other penitentiaries where I'm more than sure that would be frowned upon as well. Level 4 joints, you know, any sign of weakness isn't acceptable. You know, it wouldn't be tolerated. I was on a level 3 joint, and it was able to ride through with this this particular car. As far as the car that I rode with, it wouldn't have flew. You know what I mean? That person would have more than likely been pulled to the side, spoke to, or dealt with. You know what I mean? Because he would have became a liability, and we couldn't afford that. You know, because someone going through stress and hard timing could, you know, go off in so many different ways and create a commotion that doesn't need to be created. And what I mean by that is set off a riot. And then when something like that sets off, when it becomes a race thing, it shuts down program for everything in all movement, especially business. And you don't want to interfere with anyone's business because you're just a guest in their home. So you need to respect that home of those people that are those people. I'll leave it as that. Well, anyways, people, if you guys are still struggling and not knowing what to do and you're still spinning them wheels, I showed you proof on my short. You could get results in 3 months. My boy Dan the Man, he killed it. I'm proud of him. Now, if you're ready to make that change, shoot me an email with your phone number at highpowerfitness@yahoo.com, or shoot me a DM and say fitness. I will accept your message and we will chop it up and I will get you going on becoming that best version of yourself, people. Now, with that being said, get up and get yours. Let's do this.